Okay, we will open this meeting of March 31st, 2016. Let the record show Selectman Jessamine is not present. He is up at the senior center ripping up the floor. He thought he would be better use up there. And John Scanlon is on his way. So we have two donations. Make a motion to accept a $50 donation and a $25 donation to the Tilton Senior Center in memory of Ron Thompson.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
I got a phone call today from Hall Memorial Library, and Leif Martinson has stepped down as library trustee.
Oh, that's too bad.
And they are the remaining lifetime trustees, per their bylaws, appointed Kathy Mitchell to the vacant lifetime trustee to fill the slot. So the Board of Trustees is made up of 3 lifetime appointments as appointed by other lifetime appointees, and 2 members who are elected to the Board of Trustees by the townspeople of Tilton and Northfield, with 1 elected board member per town. With Kathy being appointed a lifetime member, her elected position as a representative of the town of Tilton is vacant. They said, we are not entirely positive, but we believe that the selectmen from the Tilton need to approve the new appointment. And so she's contacted me. They do have a recommendation, and I sent it to you via email. Oh, I'm sorry, Joyce, I didn't include you on that. Okay. Are we the ones that do that?
I thought they did their own.
Joyce, do you remember? Do we appoint, recommend, or is it the Board of Trustees that do their appointments?
I don't know, because they're elected officials. It could be the moderator. Let me look up library trustees.
I mean, they're just looking for our backup.
Names, people to suggest.
They have a name to suggest.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Library trustees. But Leif is still going to serve on the board, not on the trustees at all? And wouldn't it be a Northfield person?
They're moving Kathy to the lifetime slot, and Kathy was a Tilton resident. So that the resident, they have a Northfield resident as a trustee, and then they have a vacant position for the Tilton one.
I have no problems endorsing their choice.
I don't either, but I don't know what
The library trustees.
it's the first time it's come up.
Vacancies occurring on any board of library trustees in a town shall be filled as provided in RSA 669:75. A vacancy occurring among the publicly elected members of the Board of Trustees of a city shall be filled by the city council. That's what it does. The Board of Library Trustees may recommend to the appointing authority names of persons. The Board of Library Trustees may recommend to the appointing authority the names of persons. We're just talking about city. So let's see.
Should be, it's going to advance.
I'll just make a motion that we go along with the recommendation of what the library has suggested.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
Well, since I haven't had a chance to read the email, I'm not...
Go ahead, we'll wait.
Oh, we'll wait.
We'll wait. I'm sorry, wasn't paying attention on there. I thought you had it up.
No, this one came out late.
That and it takes you to 20286.
I'm good.
Bill Rollins is back to being my new hero.
That would be a unanimous vote. All right, minutes. Make a motion, we bring the minutes of, do we have them?
Yeah.
March 24th to the 4th for discussion. Second, anyone?
Second.
All those in favor?
Why, yes.
Aye.
I found it. Vacancies in the offices of Constable, Sewer Commissioner, Town Assessor, oversees of public welfare to library trustees, and any other optional offices where no other method of filling a vacancy shall be provided by vote of the town shall be filled by appointment made by the board.
Okay. So we're okay with doing the... So you can just reply back to her? Well, that have to come in and fill out the... Is it our form that they fill out, or is it their form? Or we just appoint? Doesn't that go on the Cindy's?
Yeah, you should, because you want to appoint for her unexpired term.
Okay. Hi, John.
I think her term expired on Cindy's.
Okay, we're in the minutes, John, looking at them. Anyone have any questions or concerns or? Make a motion, we approve the minutes of March 24th as written.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the chief should be here any minute for non-public. So we can continue with the meeting. Jane has agreed to accept to be representative to the Mid-State RCC. She did go to the meeting with Joe Jessamine on Tuesday, so we would need to make a motion and make that appointment. Correct, Joyce?
That was nice of her. Just busy lady.
No.
Do we have is there a,
Is it a 1 year or 2 year?
For the RCC?
Or until they
We had a lot of correspondence back and forth with Mid-State
RCC?
RCC. I did get an email from she was going to send me the forms. Larissa. My last communication from her. Yeah, they will send us an MOU amendment.
Okay, do we make a motion to appoint her as our representative, but we don't know what the term is, right? Or is,
Correct.
so we just make a motion to appoint her as our representative?
And I'll let her know that right now.
All right, I'll make the motion to appoint Jane Alden as our representative, Tilton's representative to the Mid-State RCC.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now you can safely correspond back. Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to go into non-public for RSA 91A:3, personnel and insurance, right, Joyce? Okay. Do I hear a second?
second?
Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes.
And then there's that one legal one, is that where is it?
Yep.
Here.
I just have a couple
Make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to personnel permanently, as they pertain to insurances, to the matters of, no, that's employees, that's permanently too, right? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, Joyce.
Okay, I just have to print out the letter to the individual that has a balloon payment due the end of the month. Okay, I just have to print that. In your packets, you don't have to take action on it tonight. I gave you a little history on our job descriptions for laborers and a little, what custodians we've hired and what employees we've had for doing the building and grounds maintenance on the Riverfront Park, and then I took our existing labor light equipment operator job description and tried to make it just a generalized seasonal, non-exempt, part-time position for a laborer, just a general one for both seasons, that if the board wanted to adopt such a job description, there's a template to do that. I think it was 2 weeks ago, the board had asked, where's our job description for the laborer? Well, we don't have one. We used to have one of just a laborer.
Well, we haven't hired one for this specific reason for a decade.
No, 2012. 2012
But
is
that
when,
person was to work in Riverfront Park, were they not?
yeah, do you have,
So
I didn't save
What they're
myself a
what
copy.
Public Works is asking for is
Yes,
not someone to work in Riverfront Park,
but for everything, correct.
for everything, to work for them.
Yes,
We haven't hired a position like that for,
right.
like I said, a decade.
You're right. 2008, Adam Bell was the last person we had. He
And
was just a
actually-
custodian,
He
yeah.
actually worked in Riverfront Park.
He did for a while. But it didn't take that long, but I just put together the little history on that. That one in their packets, right, Gail?
We had,
Yep.
Okay.
we had, in all, the various employees that were out for significant amounts of time, we didn't hire people to pick up the slack. I just wanted to be sure.
So when and if you do decide that you want to hire some part-time summer people for the highway department, we have a job description we can.
Thank you for doing that.
Townwide yard sale. We get calls every now and then wanting to know when it is. Gail and I both talked to Joe. He's, I think, he and Scott Davis are the only active members of the Green Committee. But both Gail and I offer our services that if the town wants to do one, we'll be more than happy to help put together the maps and the applications, which we've always done before. It's just that somebody needs to like run around and deliver them.
That would be nice. But I think that,
It's the ultimate recycling.
well, I do, it's very well received by all of the town. I mean, I think that it's really a community. I'd be more than happy to deliver if you need to.
So we'll work with Joe on that.
Yep.
Because I don't remember when he'd
As long
actually,
as you
when
can
they'd
get a
have
date
it.
from Joe to when it's going to be.
Okay.
Sometime around the spring cleanup day.
Yep.
The same weekend as the,
Do this. Yep, you do that. Main Street drainage work repair. I'm sorry if I confused people. The meeting is we're trying to set up a meeting for next week. Catherine said she's free except for Tuesday at 2. Bill Rollins it's better for him towards the end of next week. And we'd like to invite the utilities. That's number one. And then number two, he had asked if there was a place where they could store their construction materials.
Why don't we look for Thursday next week?
it's the 7th.
So sewer, highway, selectmen, gas company.
If it can be late morning, I can make it. I'm getting my cast off at 9:15.
Nice.
We're at a workshop on Wednesday the 6th.
Make a lamp out of it.
Okay?
Make a lamp out of
it. Do something creative.
So I'm fine with this.
Thursday?
I'm fine with Thursday or Friday, but I'll probably be back in Tilton around 10:15, 10:30, so I would say, and I'd love to attend,
All right.
if we can make it that way.
Okay. So, noon?
That'd be, yeah.
Okay, Catherine, you good then? Thursday?
Yeah. Yes.
And gentlemen have to work. So water company, I don't know if they need any of the PSNH or anybody, because they're not moving telephone poles.
Yeah, but that's up to them. They're talking about our utilities.
Right.
Right, and then what about staging area?
The old post office,
I think the old post office, St. John's, right.
accessible. Is that,
Not many people use it, except during like Old Home Day, that kind of stuff. But not on a regular basis. What do you think?
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem
Well, they're
with them going down by the big tree.
They'll have to get permission from the property owner.
We own it.
We own the parking lot.
Okay.
Isn't that odd?
Yeah.
But don't we own in that back corner, the far
Yeah.
back corner? Because that's a right-of-way, right? that
We
goes through?
own, if you go into the parking lot, you keep going, we own, because the big tree is ours. That's our Christmas tree. We own that. Yes.
Is there room in there to put,
In the parking lot?
no.
No,
well,
by the tree.
By the tree?
I don't think I'd want them anywhere near the tree. It's in bad enough shape as it is. They,
Well, plus, if they're gonna be piling materials and all, you don't want,
on the grass.
yeah.
if they
But
damage
in
the
that
parking
corner
lot,
of the
they'll pave it,
parking lot
right?
as well, so it's either the municipal parking lot by the tree in that corner, that far corner, or one finger,
Good.
or network managers. I don't really want to, we can say network managers first choice.
Okay.
Has the contract been awarded?
I don't know, that would be a good question for,
They wouldn't damage the parking lot, would they? Should we?
Well, if they do, they'd have to fix it.
They'll fix it.
Oh, thanks, Joyce.
I found my file on,
Thank you.
The last time we put out a letter
to various law firms requesting a letter of interest from them for their services on the collective bargaining agreement. And I just put a query out on the municipal management listserv specifically for police contracts. And these were the responses I got back. And then below that is just a little history of what we did last time, who we sent them to, who was interviewed, who wasn't interviewed, and who didn't respond. And then I added 2 new names. So I'll use the same letter that we used last time, which I thought was pretty good. If you don't object. And I just would like to know when you want them to have their response back.
Well, we usually give them 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This should be 2 weeks.
Yeah, the last time we did this, we sent the letter out July 22nd. And we asked them to submit their letter of interest no later than August 5th.
So let's send it out and then have it no later than April 28th.
Okay.
That gives them almost a month.
This is the sample letter we sent. If there's any changes you wanted to make to it.
Start with you.
I think it was pretty good. We got good responses, and some of the people that had replied, they said that they just, due to their workload, they weren't able to take it on.
Are we going to add Walter Mitchell to our list again? They're in Laconia?
I would go ahead and add
Used him once.
the top one there on the firms to be contacted.
Are you talking about the recommendations or the
Yeah,
ones before?
recommendations.
Yep. The very first one? Okay, yep.
Really? With his buddy Steve?
What?
No, he has a new firm. He's with a new firm.
Marcus?
No, not that one. The top one here.
Oh, you're down there.
Oh, you're at the bottom, down there, yes, that
Yes,
down there.
Yes, those are good ones.
Yeah.
The interviewed ones, is that what you're talking about?
No, other firms that
She's
could be
talking about the last two
contacted,
at the bottom of the page.
that could be contacted in 2016. The first one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. But it was nice to see some other names on the list that we hadn't used, contacted before.
Is this Ned's daughter?
Last I knew, she was in Laconia. She's my attorney.
Yeah, I don't have a problem sending it out to all of them and see what comes back.
Okay.
All right, so April 28th. That we did.
That was a big law firm that she's with. I wonder why they handle that.
Okay, this is the final markup of the postcard. This is larger than the postcard, obviously. And I understand you want to go with green paper. I have to go back and look and see how many we did last time and what it cost. We had them printed at Staples because they had to print them and cut them, and then I went to the post office, and actually I did it online.
Who said they wanted to go with green paper?
I thought Joe said that.
Okay.
Oh, we don't have to.
I don't care, it doesn't, I just don't remember making the...
Do we have, I think, wasn't
We
that
said
because we have it
contact
available?
Stock that we already had.
Right downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, whatever we got.
Well, it has to be heavier postcard stock. I was in the closet. The only thing we have is some orange paper, but it's not heavy stock.
What did we use for our covers on our town report?
That's white.
Oh. Those are paper. I don't think that's
Not
heavy
card
stock.
stock.
It wasn't heavy postcard stock.
Card stock.
So this needs Joe's signature. Can I put this back in the selectmen's to be signed so I don't... Oh, and I meant to print out, there is a permit form that the health officer signs that goes with that. So I asked Dari
I
because...
changed it.
Okay, well, Dari, he's made all the templates for our forms, so I asked him to put it...
I've already got it. I use. The one that's in there, I
This
fill it.
one now says tattoo and body
I know,
piercing.
the one that's in there, because it was part of it, I fill it out, but it's not the one I use because there's not enough information provided. It just doesn't give you
Oh,
enough
well,
information.
can you give us yours, and then we'll make that the
I can
official town one?
I can send it to Daria.
Yeah.
It just didn't, it's in, well, that's another thing for conversation is we do not collect enough information from people when they come in for building permits, intents to cut, any of those. We have an opportunity to gather very pertinent
Yeah.
information that helps all the other departments.
Yep.
And we don't. We don't. And I brought this up a while ago.
I'm looking at this, it says, you'll need to purchase your purple Town of Tilton trash bags, or you'll no longer need to, for your trash to be picked up, beginning with the trash pickup on Tuesday, June 7th. So that might confuse people thinking that they're going to get their trash picked up on Tuesdays and then Thursdays.
We do get our trash picked up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just because you live on this side of 93,
No,
picked
this
up
is-
on
this is-
Thursday.
If you're on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, but if you read the whole thing, it says beginning on June 7th, you don't have to use the purple bag.
Beginning with the trash pickup on,
June 7th.
There is a lot of
On
words
Tuesday,
in there
June
that don't need
7th?
to be.
Well, we eliminated
Shouldn't it be the
some
week
from
of
your
June
last
7th?
Go-around.
Probably.
Pardon me?
Shouldn't it be like the week of June 7th, and then beginning on Tuesday, June 7th?
Sure.
You know, so it just says that whole week.
Yep.
And so I was thinking, 'cause somebody might think, oh, now they're gonna pick it up on,
Whenever you send
Yeah,
out a
you're
right.
notice like
So
that,
beginning the
less
week
words
of
Try
you
to
June
make it-
7th. Well, this
foolproof.
ties into the notices that Joe is putting out. He has two notices. The first one that he's leaving at the different places, then he has another one that says, you know, he is starting the week of June 7th.
it's on
You may
Tuesday,
use
put the
any
week
bag
off.
of your choice.
This is going out townwide.
Okay. So the color, we'll work on the color? Okay. That's good.
Shouldn't it be purple like our bags?
That's what I thought. You know,
And you weren't going to say it out loud.
Yes, they do.
well, I didn't, it would have to be a
Purple like a
light
bag.
purple, so it contrasts with the black ink.
I would go with whatever color has already been decided. I just don't,
Yeah.
Same color as the bags.
4, 7 at 12.
they do make that purple stock.
Do they?
Yep.
Well, so that I have something to give to the town clerk to enter into her book with the ordinance, if you could send us what you're using, it's just so we get that in the book, and then we'll give a copy to Dari, and then,
And he's welcome to. I don't care the format. If he wants to change it.
well, we're just trying to
It's the
be consistent,
information.
that all our forms are,
The information that it collects, I don't want him to eliminate any of them.
just for the permit. Because the ordinance does say that it's the health officer that is supposed to be doing it. Let's get... All right, this is the tattoo. Okay, that's done.
We don't collect, we have to start collecting contact information for property owners when they come in for all these permits and whatnot. We don't collect enough data. Even when they come in and do their change of address form and land use, I mean,
So
I
what
came
data are they-
I came
what-
across a change of address form in the land use office, and all it had was a first name on it. That was it. Nothing else had been filled out.
Yeah, but, okay, but we do have a form that we use.
And that was the
Yeah.
form.
Well, was it sent back to them
Nope. And the
to
address was,
complete it? To
the name and
complete?
address was changed. And I can tell you, it's the property across the street. That's all it was. And the response I got from the land use person at the time was, oh, well, I knew them.
Okay, well, now we're today.
I don't know if
And we're
that's
just-
improved now.
Oh.
I'm just saying, we need to make
We'll
certain.
show you for
that
next week.
When we collect information on all of our forms, and we need to check them, there need to be mailing addresses, where the physical addresses, telephone number, all of that needs to be
All right, so what
captured.
forms are we using now that we don't have, other than this half-completed change of address form?
Some of the building permits, so you don't have all the owner information, you may now.
They just redid it all.
Well, I'm just telling you,
Okay.
these are things we need to look for. When I look through those card files for this kind of information, I find blanks. Lots of blanks.
So, okay.
We may right now and today be doing this, but we need to make certain that we are.
The last time Lauren was here, she gave me, and I finally today got the last of the 2015 abatements. I was going to have these all put together so the board could look at them this evening, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So what I'd like to do is leave them in the selectman's office, and
That's
Is that
it?
all of
The
them?
whole stop, that's it?
That's it? What do you mean? That's a lot.
That's all has to be signed?
well, reviewed and signed.
Any of them that might come back to haunt?
Well, we still have our 2 Superior Court cases. We
Well, I
still,
meant new ones.
oh, new ones. Well, I don't think so, because most of them were approved.
It's refreshing.
Just data errors. That one is done.
So we might not have a year of, I'm not saying it out loud.
Knock on wood.
That's a good thing.
No, I don't think so. Where they'll file in the fall? I would
What's the
say
filing date in the fall?
September 1st. So I'll have these all, if you can take some time before the meeting next Thursday to come in and look at them, and I'll have all the amounts calculated for the ones that she is recommending. Or if you have questions on them, I can get the answers before next Thursday.
Is it like a cover sheet that lists them all?
Yep.
Okay. I don't need to see it now. Go through them. Study.
I'm gonna leave it on the file cabinet.
Solid waste recycling options. Last week, Tim had given you his report. This, and then the only other thing I have is the island trees. So we should wait till Joe's here before making any decisions.
Oh, that on the cellar?
I would.
Absolutely.
Just don't want to forget it. Or if there's any other information that you want, we'll get. And then the trees, the only word I had back from Glenn was, what did our selectmen decide on the island tree? And I said that the board was still discussing it, because you wanted to look at the...
I was gonna go over and look, and I
John was
couldn't
gonna go
this
look,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just
This weekend, maybe?
odd weather. Yeah,
Okay.
on the way home. It's light out.
Our eyes in the shrubbery.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Unless there was anything else in the to be signed, which I don't think there was.
Busy week.
Been very busy.
Here you go, Ken.
Oh, we didn't,
About our meeting this morning. Why don't we just wait and see what happens?
okay,
We did meet, though,
all right.
and I think we were very clear.
Yep. Except the part with the antennas. They're gonna get back with us with information.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, and all the employees got their minimum essential coverage
The what?
notices yesterday.
Oh, the 101095.
The 1095Bs.
You want to see it?
I got mine
Joe, do you get one?
at work, yeah.
Are you a large employer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, we're a small employer, so we didn't have to put in all the information that large employers are required to do.
John, do you have anything for us?
Just one of the things was, I was looking through just some different things that go on at the State House and DES, I keep track of that, and the ARM Fund, I was trying to think of a way, is there something that we could use it for, some of the grants? And if I understand it correctly, it's when they did all the construction of 93, they had to fill in some wetlands and that, so they have to do mitigation, put money in the value in, and then create new wetlands, such as where the flamingos migrate to in Northfield.
Northfield.
I think, so they create those. And they also restore brooks, streams, and everything, and we're one of the communities that's on that corridor. So, I started thinking what areas that we could possibly get some type of wetlands created, restored, repaired, or brooks created, restored, repaired, something like that. And the only places I could think of would be from that stream that comes out of Walgreens and goes down behind Evans and then that whole area that connects up with the diner. or the-
Gulf Brook.
Is that Gulf Brook? And also that whole mess with the diner, the way that all floods out, and that strip of wetlands in the parking lot, that maybe they could somehow, organize that, and it's so close to 93, and it's a thing. But I didn't
We
know if
also
anybody...
have,
And
Packer Brook.
the brook,
Packer Brook.
and that was the other one I thought,
Packer Brook is a mess.
and that whole strip
and it
all
floods.
down through there floods, property damage, and
Yeah, Packer Brook causes destruction on people's backyards.
I think there's wetlands with that. Are
Packer
there mapped
Brook?
wetlands around that?
Packer
stream?
Brook, so there's a lot of them.
So, and that also is damaged. Invasive species have taken over, and that might be a nice one that we could
Very
possibly
nice.
get some grant money for it. So, I sent a copy of the thing. I was going to call on tomorrow and talk to I forget her name, Laurie, just ask about some information, and I don't know how we even start going about that. But I figured I'd talk to her tomorrow, and we have till the end of April to put in a proposal. So that might be...
What percent grant are we talking? I'm concerned
That's
it's
what I'm
gonna cost us big bucks when we have to hire consultants to supplement.
What I'm going to do is talk to them tomorrow and find out more
Okay.
about it. They said there's $2.4 million available. And like I said, it's a mitigation for the damage that they did to wetlands when they created 93 in this construction. So,
So why don't we go back to the time the settlers came? That
no, the
seems,
present construction, whenever you fill in a wetland, you have to create another one, and they made it so you could actually...
yes, and I find it asinine that when I fill in a ditch,
It's
I have to create this pond issue because they're totally different wetlands.
That needs to be mitigated, don't
You
you
know?
think?
So I'll give them a call tomorrow, and find out more.
If possibly,
you.
think if there's any way we could tweak it for the island.
See,
that
I
need
thought
to
about
be
that.
Mitigated.
Damage, well, the rocks fell into the water, which changed the flow of the river,
And eroded the embankment.
which could cause damage further downstream.
Well, if you want to fix the rocks, if we can come up with some sort of tripod and we're not using mechanical equipment, no permit is required, last I knew with wetlands. You come in
I
with,
wouldn't say one of those things you lift a motor out of a car work.
floor jacks, something along those lines.
Engine jacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
There you go.
hoist it up.
It's an engine lift,
Engine
yeah.
hoist.
Well, that or some sort of, you'll need a sort of a tripod, I think, with telescoping. But, yeah.
So
Archimedes?
that's another one of those things. So the island, Packer, Gulf. I can't think, if everybody thinks of anything, send it out.
I think those are the big ones.
And if it's not going to cost,
If it doesn't cost us, I'm in. If it's going to cost us, I'm going to be looking at it real
I saw
close.
that, it looked interesting, I just haven't had a chance to read it.
yeah. And it also, we could purchase land with it. And I looked at what they spent money on before, and one of the major ones was purchasing wetlands. I don't know, we could go and purchase some wetlands in surrounding the Tioga Swamp in Belmont. We can actually own property in another town and turn it into conservation land.
Okay,
That's
it?
all I had.
I have one
I've been
question. Where are we with the flag pole?
You want to tell her?
You had a conversation with him. He's
Oh,
coming
but you were
back,
with
right?
me. Yeah,
Does
we
it sound
finally
good?
got somebody to come out and look at it, Wolfboro. He'll have an estimate hopefully by next Thursday. They sell the proper poles and the proper spinny things on the end. It has ball bearings on it. So he went out and he measured, and of course, it was very difficult to get out through that window. So he'll do that, and then I asked him, we went out front and we looked, and I said, and he did say that this tree here really should be trimmed.
So it doesn't
because the one flag does hit that, and then also, you can't see that flag when the leaves are out, but there's nothing we can do about that. So then we got to talking, looking at the front of the building, where we could put 2 flags that could be seen more, they wouldn't be so blocked by the trees, and that would be easy for us to replace if they needed to be replaced, or if you wanted to do half-mast, he said you can buy where they tilt up a little bit higher so that you could do a half-mast so that it wouldn't flop into anybody. And where we stood on the steps and reached over and up, even someone my height could reach up and fix it, preferably somebody a little bit taller, so you could have access to it, so no one would have to go through.
So where would they be, that you're talking about
Right in
standing?
the front of the building, attached to the front of the building. So he's just going to do an estimate for that.
Yeah.
They'd probably be a little bit smaller flag. And then we also talked about, which I'd been wanting to do for a long time, is to take that Town of Tilton sign that's up there that nobody really sees and put that on the corner of the building, because then you can see it when you're walking or driving by. It says Tilton Town Hall. And then bring our plaque down, put that back within the entryway with the correct office hours. So that would be a nice thing. So if we're going to be drilling holes or anything, we could get that all done at one time. So he'll have those estimates. At least he'll give us a scope of work. I have no idea what it's going to cost, but we could set something out for bid. He himself does not install them. We would have to hire someone to install, even going out here and doing these. And we'd have to put new brackets up. He said, this is very nice what's out here, but it's obviously somebody made them and kind of pieced everything together.
Yankee ingenuity out there.
Yeah. So we would have to buy his pieces. So, and he said that, I said, so what happens if these spin and wrap around? He says, well, they're 98% guaranteed. But he said, with the way this is, even if the wind does whip them around, if the wind changes, they'll whip back. So he says. So we'll have that next week.
There's one more quick thing. I don't know if I mentioned it to everybody last week, but the broken window downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs.
Yeah.
Yes, when did that
I
happen?
forgot, be 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, around the snowstorm. You know, it could have been somebody, you know, walking along, and if you hit a stone the right way, the right size, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. And the handicap parking sign in the parking lot had gotten knocked over. I don't know if you saw that, so we put in a request to Johnny to have them fix that. So who put in those windows? Do you know how old those windows are down there?
That,
The big lot.
Tom put them in when we did the ramp, right?
I think so. When we built that room.
That window, the window can come out, and you can just take it to have glass, though.
And get
You
glass.
don't need a new window.
The whole
Does
case.
Billy do
window.
thermopane? Does Billy do thermopane?
Billy does all kinds of stuff.
I don't know if he does thermopane or not.
I check with him.
Well, either way, we'd have to have the thing boarded up until we got it repaired.
Well,
So
right,
Highway could just put some,
right. They should be on it now to do it.
and I forgot to mention this last week when the Terminex guy had stopped in, if there's any way possible that we could put in a, not a trap door, but a door to get into the basement, other than just a little trap door in the utility room from the outside, that he could have access to get to the whole underneath.
What? He doesn't want to go outside and go through the bulkhead?
Is there a bulkhead?
I don't
What did he
understand.
say?
Isn't he talking about the senior center?
Yeah, senior center.
Oh, I was still in town hall.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
I was
senior
at town
center.
hall.
Senior center.
Did what?
So that he could get in, all the way down into the basement, the
Does he
crawl
want to
space.
donate it?
Evidently, he's already talked to Johnny about it.
How does he get away with talking to Johnny about it?
Because Johnny
He's a Terminex guy.
Johnny was here.
That's not, you know, there's a problem with this. The town of Tilton doesn't maintain that building. Not in that way. It creates an issue.
Yeah, because,
Certain promises were made.
right, and then you say, oh, yeah, no problem, go ahead and do it. I got a call.
That was
I
never
got a
happened.
call yesterday,
He went
day
and
before
trapped
yesterday.
skunks.
Yeah, that I still don't know the story on
Right,
that.
I mean, we got dispatched up there for skunks, nobody knows who did it. I finally got information, and it was the program director. I said, Johnny, do you realize that she doesn't work for the town of Tilton? No, okay, well, she doesn't. She works for Community Action Program. It goes to Joyce.
Right, and I did get that, and I called Terminex, and the guy came up and he went and
Oh,
checked
this
out.
is a week before.
A week
They went
before.
out,
Oh, okay.
they spent 3 hours trapping, and then the next day they spent 3 hours getting rid of the trap. Serious, it's on their worksheet. I'm not...
3 hours?
So, 3 hours, I'm sorry, hour and a half, an hour and a half.
Well, you gotta double it
But-
because there was 2 guys.
A few days ago, I got a call from Great Northern Cleaning. Yes, here, I'd like to run these 2 dates for you for window cleaning. Excuse me, Frank, but we didn't order any window cleaning. Well, somebody did call, and somebody spoke with the cleaning person, and they wanted window cleaning done. I went, no, they didn't. They have to come through me, and nobody has come through me yet. And they just, they don't understand that we have to pay for that. We have to pay for all of that has to be done. We don't have the money to do that. We'll wash our own windows for now. But,
And he was sure it was for the senior center,
yeah,
not for town
11
hall.
Grange Road. That's what he said, 11 Grange Road. I said, are you sure? Yep, 11 Grange, well, that's where the senior center is. So, but that's what happens. People talk to this person in this hallway, and then it gets misconstrued. I mean,
Well, anyway, this, having a door in the basement of the senior center, I said, thank you for the information. I'll bring the request to the,
there's no room for a door for the senior center. On one side, you abut, it's completely, totally asphalt, because that's parking space. If you were to put a bulkhead there, you would lose that parking. If you go on the opposite end, you have your sewer connection immediately, your sewer, so you can't have your bulkhead. You would have it way over by where beyond the bathroom, so now you're beyond the crawl space, because right in the crawl space is where the sewer goes out, and then the manhole is there. So you really can't have the bulkhead there.
So the
Tom
answer...
looked at that
The
one.
answer is no.
Tom had looked at that prior
talk
to...
about making the hole in the utility room bigger. Wasn't Al going to go down and put?
We can make that bigger, that wouldn't be an issue. He was going to make it,
Put a fan.
Al was going to make it bigger and put a grate so that the heat from...
That's right.
Right, and that's what that was about, but not make it bigger per se. I mean, you could make it is possible to make it bigger. Why you would want that, I don't know, but the only access, it's a very small crawl space. It's not the entire kitchen and hallway and office, the bathroom.
What's under the main hall, though?
It's just empty space. It's
Why do we
nothing.
need to make this bigger?
For the Terminex guy.
No,
That
no,
crawl
we'll hire
space
another guy
down
to
there?
do
You
it.
can't stand
Put on a
down.
diet.
Hire a skinnier guy.
Skinny.
But the only access to the basement to get to the crawl space underneath the maintenance room is just a small crawl space, probably maybe from me to Peter.
Okay.
It's not really a large crawl space. And then the kitchen has its own crawl space. It's different from that, but you have the outside air conditioning on that other wall. You
How do you
can't put
get
it.
down into that other area?
You open a window and crawl.
Okay. Well, maybe that's what he was talking about.
Or, I mean, if he's spraying stuff, he should have a good-sized jet on the thing he can aim.
But he-
Checking traps.
That's exactly how Dennis and the guys used to just,
Put a
there's
string on the trap.
the window, there's a way to open the window, I'm not gonna say it on tape. There's a way to open the window, and then they went in, crawled in and sprayed for the ants and stuff. So the answer to that, I would say, I don't think it's feasible at all. I know that Tom had looked into it when when the kitchen and the hallway, the new bathrooms were being put in. That was, we were looking into doing that as well. And it couldn't be done because of the piping.
Maybe someday lift it up and put a foundation under it when we get rich.
And a second floor. All right, Catherine, you must have a list and a half. I saw
Not
her
too bad.
writing all night.
Not too bad, not too
Motion to
bad.
adjourn.
I had sent out,
Start writing this stuff down.
I don't even remember when. January 6th, to get prices to paint the outside of Town Hall. I've gotten a number of them back with the address online and in the phone book wasn't correct. I called some of them, retired, number were disconnected, mailbox full, not bidding, that kind of stuff. I got one. I've got one. Yesterday. Let's not say the price out loud. I'll try to get more, but I just wanted to share it with you because I thought it was pretty
No,
reasonable.
what is it? Trim?
This is everything that's not brick, basically. Exterior trim molding and non-brick exterior of Tilton Town Hall. So that's everything that's not brick.
Does that include the mortar?
And it includes dealing with the metal that's rusting. So, still gonna try to get prices, but
Bulkheads?
yeah, everything non-brick. So I'll make sure I'll call these people to
Ram?
make absolutely sure everything is non-brick, yeah.
Oh. Expected it to be.
I did too.
Huh.
So I just wanted you to know where that was. So, I know I brought this up last week, but I'm bringing it up again. When we go through the process of each year of delivering the oath to our board and committee members and our elected officials, we gotta have a much better way of doing it. 42 is the section of law that deals with it, and I would suggest everybody read it. The town clerk can swear them in, but so can other elected officials. That's 42.7. But one of the most important things here is if you are, so this is the penalty for neglect to appear. Every person so chosen and notified, not by law exempt from serving, who shall neglect for 6 days after personal notice or notice left at the person's abode or after the person's return in the case of absence when such notice was left, but in no case later than 30 days after the person's election to appear before the town clerk and take the oath, shall be guilty of a violation, and any fine shall be appropriated as an RSA 42.5. Yeah. Any constable, police officer neglecting his duty in any of the foregoing particulars shall be guilty of a violation. I thought that was interesting. So, and there is an exception to the town clerk 42.7 is any person so chosen and notified who shall take the oath of office before one of the selectmen or a justice of the peace and file a certificate thereof within the town clerk within said 6 days shall be exempt from such penalty. So, we have to make sure that we do this correctly. All of those forms that went out in town hall that, the selectmen hadn't approved, the process wasn't falling through. We have someone who was elected into their position who has yet to go to the town clerk, and she's aware of it and is taking care of it. But I wanted to make sure the selectmen were aware of it as well.
Well, the appointed people, they get to stay in their position until someone else is elected in their place,
Or appointed in their place.
or appointed in their place.
But when their term expires,
Yeah, but they still, they're still serve until either they're sign up again or someone else's.
but when their term is up, they have to go through the process
Right.
of signing up and being sworn in.
Right, but they're still considered holding that position.
Only appointed ones, not elected.
I'm talking about appointed ones.
Okay.
Right,
So it'd be
well,
like the Conservation Commission.
theoretically, no, because their term has expired.
Say, why have terms listed if
Right, their term is,
No, there's a statute that says that.
their term has expired, so the process that we've gone through in this town, at least for the past 15 years, is when their term expires, they get re-sworn in and they sign up. This is specifically, as I read, that's why I read it, is for those elected into office.
Oh,
So
for
your
elected
budget committee members, your selectmen, your
Yeah.
zoning board's appointed,
sewer.
sewer,
So who,
Cindy
Are there some
swears
people-
in right after town meeting, she brings her forms.
yeah, but there are some people that
If
weren't
they're
at
not
town
there.
meeting.
not everybody was there.
Right,
Who didn't get sworn in?
well, it's not for public.
Well, it's not, yeah, I mean, they're elected official, but there's no need to name the name. But the point is, we're not following this. So they were never notified.
That they had gotten elected?
This requires a paper notification, what I just read to you. So I know what Cindy's process is every year is the assembly line, everybody's sworn in, and you sign the document. Okay? Those people that missed it should have been sent a letter notified and made aware of this.
Yeah, but I thought Cindy does that. She contacts them, even like the people that.
Not in writing.
You
Not
can-
in writing, Joyce.
After, notice left at a person's boat, at the person's attorney, blah, blah, I mean, it's very specific, that personal notice. So there's a process that needs to be followed, that's all I'm saying, and we need to follow it. But we had a talk this evening, and she's on top of it. I had an update from Bill Rollins from District 3, which was very nice. He visited Church Street yesterday, and they will be replacing the catch basin, and they will also be installing some bituminous curbing up the hill towards the church to direct the runoff from the road into the basin. So we will not have to do that. He also visited Winter Street, and they will be installing some bituminous curb there also. They are planning behind the curb between the sidewalk will loam and seed. They're also looking at doing much more extensive drainage work on Winter Street because it is so extensive, they're not certain when that will be done. But he's all over it, so thank you, Bill. As I mentioned, I don't know, last week, maybe the week before, it was after town meeting, that language in the trash ordinance for the commercials, right? We need to put it back in, think about it. I noticed Wednesday morning, people had garbage out for pickup. I don't think we want people putting
Wednesday
garbage
morning?
out Wednesday morning. Across the
For a
street.
Thursday pickup.
for Thursday pickup, Wednesday morning. Right?
Right.
So everybody should look at this trash ordinance and see how we might want to revise it now that, you know, people can start putting out bags in any colored bag. Limiting the commercials to, what was it, 5?
Yeah, it was 5.
Joyce, can you send us all a copy of the ordinance? What was that signed in January? Is that when we finally?
It should be on your dashboard, and it's right.
Okay, as long as everybody has it. And I'm done.
Peter, do you have anything?
Done.
Or did we?
Are we gonna start talking about the Cedar Street speed bumps that were requested by the residents, or are we gonna have some type of,
Well, we need the
public
chief-
hearing, or?
Chief here to talk about it. He hasn't been here for the past few weeks, since it was brought up the last time.
So can we put that in the forefront next week?
And see if they're getting stats, if they've been doing any tickets or anything.
On-
You know,
okay.
How that's been doing.
Okay, I'll ask him that. And the trash ordinance, we'll put that on next week. The week after that is an award ceremony.
There was one other thing with the paving. You're going to meet with Bill Rollins next week, or
We're from Main Street
Oh,
downtown.
the traffic, daytime, nighttime, and detouring it.
Oh,
that's what they're gonna discuss at that meeting, that they wanna have.
we have a copy of our survey that we did. Joyce, we should have that for Bill Rollins next week, just in case. Remember the study that we did with the police trailer? Calculated over a 2-week period of time right out here, going in both directions on Main Street, how many cars, the speed, times of day. We have that study here in Town Hall somewhere.
So
I would think that would be,
I can't see why they wouldn't go and do it at night. If they did the rest of the road at night.
it's going to be an extreme hardship on the businesses downtown. I mean,
Hard enough.
if they're
without
using the parking lots as a throughway, there, and you can't get downtown, otherwise, it's really going to be,
Are they gonna announce it, like the variable message boards?
that. Yeah,
yeah, they
sure
probably will, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're not going to be able to park anywhere downtown, so if you need something at the hardware store, you're not going to be able to get there, because they're going to tie up School Street, tie up Main Street.
Safety things, dust going around, all that. It should be, it should be at night.
Hardship.
Should be that-
All right.
public times, but I'm
Do
all
we-
for having it done at night.
Yep. Is there,
You'll hear it from the tenants then.
yep,
Backup
I lived
alarm-
outside it.
Backup alarms all night.
Yeah. I lived with it.
although when they do the snow removals and the backup alarms all night, they really don't have that much, we don't get the phone calls.
Windows are closed.
I suppose. Okay, any more business to come before us in a public? Gail, did
I'm still in a meeting.
the,
Okay, bye. She's home alone.
the guy that was gonna clean the hood at the senior center, did he actually go up and do it? I don't see any signs of him leaving anything that he was going to do it. I signed the paper, remember? Did you give him that? Okay. Can we follow, oh, here it is, right here. Can we follow up and see when they're gonna be doing it? Because it said hood cleaning inspection, and then if cleaning is needed, minus the inspection fee. This was back in January, and I haven't heard from them. So,
To get the roof done, yeah?
you want me to leave this with you? Okay.
The roof up there?
No, but that's a good thing to bring up. I did talk with Dan, and he has it scheduled for us at the end. He got really snagged up on a piece of property he was working at, really bogged down on it, but he has it scheduled for the end of April, the beginning of May. I said if there's any changes to that, I need to know. So, which is kind of a good thing because it'll allow the floor to be done and all that, and so there won't be any vehicles with roofing material and stuff in the way, along with what's there now. So, all right, that's all I have.
That's it?
Motion to adjourn? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
7:05.
And the Chinese